Hey guys, welcome to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and today it's time for another episode of Recent Reads. All right, so as always, I will be sharing with you just a couple of books that I have read recently. Today, instead of 5 books though, I am going to be sharing 6 books with you. And that is because I finished 2 series, 3 books each, and I just wanted to lump it all into one video. They are both middle grade series, and so we're going to be talking about the Track series by Jason Reynolds and the Three Rancheros series by Kate DiCamillo. So I read these as part of Series September. I had read Ghost, which is the first book in the Track series previously. I just about dropped all those. But I had read that one previously, so I did not reread this one. So we're just going to be talking about Sunny, Patina, and Lou, and then also the Three Rancheros series, which is Rami Nightingale, Louisiana's Way Home, and Beverly Right Here. And so, yeah, let's just get into it. Let's start with the Three Rancheros. Rami Nightingale is the first one, then Louisiana's Way Home, then Beverly Right Here. This series follows these 3 friends. They are companion novels. You don't necessarily need to read them in any specific order, but that is the order that they were written in. But it follows 3 friends in the South, I think in Florida. In the first one, Rami Nightingale, it's these 3 friends that meet at baton twirling practice. Rami has decided to enter this contest to get her dad back because her dad has recently left, and she thinks if she wins this contest and he sees her name in the paper, he will want to come back. And so that's why she decides to take classes, baton classes, and at baton class she meets Louisiana and Beverly, who become her friends, and it's just kind of the hijinks that they get into. You learn why each girl is in baton class. They are all entering this contest, and you learn why, and then they get into some hijinks. For me, this one was fine. It wasn't like anything great. I'm not gonna remember this one long term, but it was still good. It was still sweet. It was still heartfelt, and I gave it 3 stars. So yeah, that was the first one. The second one is Louisiana's Way Home, and in this one, we follow Louisiana, who is in the care of her grandmother, and one night her grandma, who is morally questionable, makes some morally questionable choices, but in the middle of the night, her grandma gets up and basically is like, we're leaving. And so she's like, wait, don't I get to tell my friends goodbye? Like, what's going on? And then some things happen, and her grandma, she learns that she isn't who she thought she was. They end up landing in a town where Louisiana is able to make other friends and kind of gain assistance from some other people. And I really, really loved this one. I loved the small town that they ended up in and the people she met along the way, and how she really learned to lean on others. And it was really, really beautiful. This one made me a little bit teary. It was super, super sweet. This one got 4 stars for me. I really enjoyed this one. And then the last one is Beverly Right Here. As you can tell from the illustration, Beverly's story takes place when the girls are just a little bit older. Not much, but just a little bit. I think this one, they might be like 9 or 10. And by this one, I think she's like 13 or 14. I think she's 14 in this book. But she decides to run away from home and ends up getting a job and staying with a lady, and I read this book through the eyes of a mom in 2022 and had a really hard time with it. But these are set in the 1960s or 70s, I believe, and so it's a little bit more believable. This one I definitely had to suspend my belief a lot in, because she is able to get a job without an ID, and she is able to drive a car and things like that, that there's no way. So this one I had a little bit of a harder time with, but I still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed Beverly's snark and her independence, her strive towards independence. I really enjoyed, and so this one got 3 stars as well. So that was Rami Nightingale, Louisiana's Way Home, and Beverly Right Here, the Three Rancheros series by Kate DiCamillo. And then I read the track series, or I finished the track series. So I read Sunny, Patina, and Lou. I listened to these on audio and they were phenomenal. Like, this is probably, these four combined, probably one of my favorite middle grade series ever. This series follows a track team outside of DC area, I believe, and the Washington DC area. And in the first book, we meet Ghost, who is kind of, he's always run just to run, and stumbles upon this track team, and we get to know a little bit about the coach and about what motivates the coach and what motivates Ghost. But then in these subsequent books, we follow these four core friends who all kind of start around the same time on this track team. Sunny, this is the one that I would say, if you're going to listen to one on audiobook, listen to Sunny, because the narrator is one of Jason Reynolds' friends, and Jason Reynolds specifically wanted him to narrate these books because he wrote Sunny in a very, very specific way. Sunny is very eccentric, very out there, and says a lot of just like weird things, and he wanted Sunny to come across as the weird black guy and normalize that a little bit, and he did such a good job on the audiobook. It was so good. But Sunny is dealing with the pressure of his mom passed away in childbirth with him, and his dad just has not been able to recover from that. And so Sunny has all this pressure of running because his mom wanted to run a marathon, and so now his dad is making him become a runner to like fill her dream, and he doesn't necessarily want to do that. And so throughout the book you get a lot of him writing in his diary about his feelings about that, and then also kind of coming to terms with things, talking to his dad eventually. It's so good. This one, 5 stars. Hands down, 5 stars. Amazing. All right, and then Patina follows the girl on the team whose mom, her dad passed away unexpectedly, and then her mom had some issues with diabetes and had to have both of her legs amputated. And so she lives with her aunt and uncle, her and her little sister do, and they live with their aunt and uncle, but their mom is still a part of their lives. They still see their mom regularly. She just could not take care of them. And so she lives, and they have custody, the aunt and uncle have custody of the girls. But this just follows her and her wanting to always be the best, and it's another really, really good one. I really enjoyed this one. This one got 4.5 stars. And then we have Lou, who is albino. He is an albino black boy, and so he gets teased a lot, and he also wants to be the best all the time. And he is an only child. His parents were told they could never have any more kids, and he's kind of always felt like an embarrassment because he is albino and he feels like he's a mistake. And then his mom finds out she's pregnant again and kind of rocks his world, and he's so excited, and it just kind of follows that. The being in high school, middle school, late middle school, early high school, and your mom being pregnant and learning how to, go from being an only child to a big brother and taking that on. In this one, we also learn a lot about Lou's dad, who has a lot of history with drugs and gangs and that sort of thing, and how that has followed him his whole life, and how he does not want to pass that on to his kids. And he's very open with Lou about that, and I love that. That is something that I feel strongly about, is that our kids need to know what we struggle with, and so we can help them through their struggles, and they can see us as real people. And that is definitely expressed in this book. It was so good. I could not recommend the series more. If you're looking for a good middle grade series, you can listen to these all on audio. They are phenomenal on audio. They are phenomenal books just in general. And yeah, if I have not convinced you to read them yet, I don't know how I could. So yeah, those are the 2 series that I finished during series September. middle grade series. And that's going to do it for today. All of these books will be linked down below if you have any interest in them, adding them to your wish list, any of those sorts of things. That's where you can find them, and that's going to do it for today. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that you stick around and subscribe, and until next time, see ya.